Migration is a process of movement that has always been common among ordinary people in search of a better life. Since we read every day about the departure of young people from this country, we have decided to devote this documentary to them and to all those who are planning to leave.
There are factors that make people want to leave a country. They can be economical reasons such as poor working conditions, unemployment or poverty, poor medical care, political reasons such as wars, high levels of crime, or environmental reasons and natural disasters.
There are factors which represent positive aspects that attract people to move to a place. They can be economic reasons, educational opportunities, job opportunities, good healthcare, political reasons, shops, cafes, services, environmental reasons, weather, climate, and attractive locations.
What is your name and where do you come from?
My name is Adam. I was born in Austria in a town called Linz. It's a pretty huge town and I lived there for 12 years and then we came here.
And why did you come to Bosnia?
We came to Bosnia because my father opened a company here and we all moved as a family and we live here now for 4.5 years.
Do you like Bosnia or Austria more?
I like Bosnia more because the people are much friendlier and the Austrian people are very they don't like other nationalities. If you're not Austrian, they look at you different, so it's just better here.
And what do you think about current state in Bosnia?
I think it's very disappointing that people are going outside Bosnia without giving it a chance. They leave and they think it's like a good decision, but it can also be a very bad decision. Yeah, I don't think it's very good, but what can I do?
Is it really worth leaving Bosnia?
It depends. I think for economic reasons it is better, but they should give it a try. Like they should try to stay here, to build a family, and to just give it a chance.
Okay, and what message do you have for people living Bosnia?
You know, they shouldn't look at it like it's going to be better. It's not. It's hard outside of here. It's maybe even harder because you don't know the language, you don't know the people. You make money, but it doesn't like give you happiness.
All right, thank you.
I love my country because it has beautiful landscapes, nature and lakes.
I love my country because it has tasty traditional food. My favorite ones are burek, ćevap and hmašica.
I love my country because of our tradition and history.
I love my country because it has multi-ethnic cultures.
First question, what's your name and where do you come from? Hi, my name is Ahmed Begovic. I was born and raised in Gornji Vakuf in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and I'm currently a fourth-year student of computer science, and I live in Toronto, Canada. Next question, why did you come to Canada? My family was in poverty while we were living in Bosnia, and my dad and my mom did a bunch of jobs to keep food on the table. Eventually, in 2014, my dad's cousin offered my dad a job here at Canada, and my dad took the offer, and eventually my mom, me and my sister, we all moved together here in Canada in 2017, you know, to try to build a better life, to finish school here, to get jobs, establish careers, and eventually settle here. Next question, do you like Bosnia or Canada more, and why? I mean, if you look at the whole picture, I think I prefer Canada more than Bosnia, especially because I'm a young person. There are more opportunities here in Canada in terms of jobs, in terms of education, and what career path you want to choose. There's also a sense of stability and security that Canada has compared to what's going on in Bosnia currently. But what I do definitely miss about Bosnia are the people, you know. Canadians are known to be one of the most welcoming people, and my friends here are great, but you know, if you go out somewhere in Bosnia with people, you know you're going to have a really, really good time. What do you think about the current state in Bosnia? Bosnia has been stuck in this political conflict, you know, that has been outgoing since the end of the war in the 90s, and you have these three sides of politicians who want to maintain that status quo. You know, but it does not hurt those politicians, it hurts the people the most. You know, unemployment rate is still really high. Wages are terrible compared to the other countries in southeastern Europe, and you know, and people do not have a lot of options in terms of what to do. At least in my hometown, there's either between choosing a manufacturing job or going to university and trying to get a degree and hope you get a job somewhere in a big company in like cities such as Sarajevo or Mostar, or leave. Most of my relatives that were in Bosnia are currently either in Slovenia, in Austria, or Germany now, and they have their own families now. Next question: is it really worth leaving Bosnia? The way the Bosnia has been running as a country currently, I would say yes. You know, people have been leaving in masses already, and if the situation in the country does not change, it will continue to be. More people will leave. And while it takes time to get accustomed to different cultures and perspectives, but I think the payoff at the end is very worth. What message do you have for people leaving Bosnia? You'll definitely feel homesick. You'll experience a culture shock. That's what happened to me, at least. You know, there's anxiety and stress, especially in the beginning when you don't know anyone, and it feels weird at the beginning to try to make friends because you know there's cultural differences between you. It definitely takes time to get used to living in a different country, but you know, as a young person, you will definitely get valued for what you do, and if you're a young person especially, there are more opportunities and paths for you to choose.
Hello, my name is Tija Čaušević. I currently live in Bugojno, Bosnia and Herzegovina. I was born in a little town called Rogatica in eastern part of Bosnia, and lived in a small place called Ustipraća, which belonged to the municipality of Goražde. When I was 12 years old, I had to leave my little town because of the aggression on Bosnia and Herzegovina in 1992, and then became a refugee. First, I lived in Serbia as a refugee, and then, after that, for 2.5 years, I lived in Turkey, also as a refugee. From Turkey in 1995, with my brother and my mom, I went to United States. Specifically to Chicago. In Chicago, I lived for 16 years, and that's where I finished high school, as well as I got my university degree in architecture, and also I got my master's degree. In Chicago, I met my husband and got married and had 2 children. And in 2011, as a family, we decided to come back to Bosnia, specifically to Bugojno, where my husband is from. I've been living in Bugojno for the last 11 years, and my life here is dramatically different than the life in Chicago. What I liked in Chicago were the opportunities that we were given, especially living in a large town, in a large city. You have a choice of universities and other things that you don't have in a small place like Bugojno, and not even in the whole country of Bosnia. But another thing one thing that is really interesting here in Bosnia is that the quality of life, quality of daily life, is much better than one in a bigger city. What I also like here in Bosnia is untapped potential of the things that could happen, and they can't happen if we leave this country. I came back because I wanted to come back. My one reason why I left is because I was forced to leave. I had really nice life in Chicago, but I always thought about my home country. Even though that I feel like that Chicago is my second home, Bosnia is my first home, and that's where I would like to live for the rest of my life. For those people who are leaving, my message is that they should think about it really hard. If they will be given better opportunities where they are going, if they are going to finish some education, maybe some better, to be better qualified for some job, maybe that is, it is worth leaving. But I would give them the message that maybe they should try harder here in Bosnia, because we do have a lot of potential and we should be working much harder to make this country better for all of us.
My final message would be to stay in this country, because only in that way we can improve the economic situation, and only that way we can improve the patriotism.
It's a shame that people put in more energy into the kind of patriotism that we see in sports matches than appreciating our natural resources.
I think it would be a real shame if this country were to be left empty, because it is very rich from our cultural traditions to the people and to the past.
I'd love for young people to have an increase in love for this country, because it truly is beautiful, and I think it's one of the best countries in the world that you can be, and it's on us young people to make it better, so we should stay here. Thank you.
I believe we should make our country better rather than just run away from it, because our country is truly beautiful.
But we don't want wars anymore. Get better education.
Young people should not leave this country, because even though the living conditions are poor, we are here to improve it.
I think we shouldn't give up our country only because it became a trend to leave it for better qualities.
Our country is good, but it can be better. Be the change you want to see. Without change, there is no future.
We create our own destiny. Make a difference.
Migration is quite a serious problem in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and it has been here for quite a long time, starting with the 60s, when people didn't move out of the country as much as they did from the rural areas to the cities, boosting industrialization during that period, and also boosting urbanization, creating an imbalanced demography. Then we go to the 80s, with Tito's death and the beginning of the end of Yugoslavia, when people in search of better job opportunities, unsatisfied with the conditions here, moved out to Europe. The Bosnian War of the 90s only accelerated this mass exodus, with people moving out with their entire families in search of just a more peaceful life. And while many did come back, things didn't get that much better when peace came to Bosnia and Herzegovina. Many, mostly young people, are moving out once again in search of better job opportunities, as they don't find the conditions here all that good at all. And it's exactly that youth that we are a part of, that we are the people to improve the country, and we are the future of this place. We are our last hope.